3-point conversion presents Making the Cut. I'm Mr. Controversy. We're here live at H&J's Barbershop. I got my special guest, Big Juggernaut. Special guest over here, Big Google. And today's topic, we talk about Major League Baseball today, fans. Hey, the Hall of Fame, they just came out. Barry Bonds still not in there. So look, do Barry Bonds and the steroid era players, do they get in or should they get in? Tell me what you think, man.
Man, I look at it like this. The people who should get in the Hall of Fame are the people who deserve to be there. You got to think about it. Barry Bonds put up enormous amount of numbers. Them numbers will never be touched, it look like. But you have to think about it. Before he was doing steroids, his numbers alone would have got him in with Pittsburgh.
Right.
He didn't have to do that.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? The people that are going in now, the Frank Thomases of the world, he going in. He's in that same era. He don't have no problem. You got to look at it like this. If you were putting out the production before you were doing it, if you do it and your numbers are inflated, I'm going to look at the totality of your career. If you were going to put them up anyway to be in that conversation, Barry was going to put up over 500 anyway, 500 home runs. You know that. So at the end of the day, put him in. Because what's going to happen is the next generation, they only going to see the numbers. You're going to have Pete Rose syndrome. They're going to be like, it looked like he should have got in. Why didn't he get in? Because he was gambling. Man, put him in. That's what's going to happen.
Yes, in other words, I think that all of those players should be allowed to be in it. All of this here controversy between steroids, between they used illegal drugs, all of this and that. Please tell me, how does steroids enhance your timing of swinging the bat? Plain and simple. It has nothing to do with your hand-eye coordination of you hitting a 100-mile-per-hour ball 450 feet out the park. So I understand you want to say the game was tainted, but it clearly has nothing to do with it. Because if you ever think about it, steroids has only been dealt with from the perspective of those that hit home runs. But now, I mean, you know, so it's not a controversy that it helped you catch balls better. It helped you do infield or outfield play. It helped you be a better baseman. It helped you be a better base runner. Please, in other words, you put a demand on these guys, and if they did use steroids or got busted with it, you give the penalty, but it has nothing to do with their ability and skill to play the game.
And I agree with both of you all. I think the person that we forget about this whole situation is not about Barry, it's not about Mark McGwire, not even about Sosa. But look at Bug Selig. This dude encouraged this. You gotta remember, baseball was at its low. People would stop watching baseball after the strike. What was it, 94, 95?
94.
So people forgot about baseball, didn't care about baseball, it was a joke. But then you come with Barry Bonds, you come with Mark McGwire, steroid era. They start hitting all these home runs. Save baseball. Everybody watching baseball now. But remember, another thing, people always talk about the steroids and how it helped them and all of this, but you notice how I remember when it came out that the baseballs was being juiced? You see how that quieted down? So so now let's blame it on the hitters. No, man, come on. Anytime you got Luis Gonzalez played for Arizona Cubs, you know, the guy that hit the famous game-winning hit. All right, you got this guy, his first 8 seasons, I think the most home runs he had was maybe 25. That was the most. After that, it was like 19. Then all of a sudden, his 13th year, you hit 47? What?
Yeah.
So that's a combination. Okay, you can say steroids, okay, but at the same time, the balls was juice, man. I mean, everybody was hitting home runs. I mean, pitchers was hitting 10 home runs a game, you know? So I really think that, hey, let them in, man. I mean, they saved baseball. Right now, we wouldn't have this discussion. Baseball would be like, no disrespect, hockey, but it would be like hockey right now, you know? Because after hockey went down after the strike. So, I mean, let them in. Let them in.
You got to look at people like Jeff Bagwell. He's never beaten me. Because you know what it is. Just like you said, if you were a middling baseball player coming up through the ranks, doing what you need to do, and then you just explode 10 years into your career, everybody knows what that is.
Right.
I mean, look, you have to think about it. When A-Rod got paid from the Texans, you should have knew what it was.
Right.
$200 million? He got that twice.
Right.
You got to think about it. He's going to juice. He's going to do whatever he needs to do to make it happen.
Now this is the thing. As far as the juice is concerned, we also have to flip this. Like, let's be realistic, people. In other words, the longevity of a human being's body, the running, the training, the swinging, the elbow, the shoulder, rotator cuff, all of this, you're telling these players, you're actually putting the demand for performance when you say, we'll give you 10 years, $250 million to play baseball, to play, you know, to be able to say, hey, can you average at least 40 to 50 home runs? So in other words, you're putting this demand on these players, and then if they get hurt, just like we got controversy with the NFL and the concussion syndrome era. In other words, you're putting this demand on these players and you're giving them this money, and then you're having them to say you either play through injury, you have to come back prematurely from recovery of your injury. What do you think a human being's going to do when they're in survival mode? Because my contract, if it's based on bonuses, is it based on performance, is a demand on me. And so therefore, when the human growth hormones were not illegal, in other words, it was a way for me to be able to come and say I can recover fast or whatever. It still had nothing to do with my ability to make contact with the ball. So you guys, to an extent, to put this demand on a player and say we give you all this money, our expectations, I'm a human being. This body's going to get broke down.
Okay, so let's look at this then. Okay, we all know what Barry Bonds, I heard a comedian say, you know, his hair swole up, he wearing button-up white beaters now. I get that. But let's look at this. Was he ever not charged, but did they say, okay, you know what, he did steroids.
He's never failed. It's always speculated.
He failed it. No. With Mark McGwire, I know Mark McGwire recently said it, but even with Roger Clemens, did he fail a test? Did it? So why? I mean, he didn't do it, so why are the voters saying you can't get in?
I mean, the thing about it is like Roger Clemens. I mean, we went with Mark McGwire and Barry Bonds. Okay, they swole up. 4 arms big, Popeye on the scene, he did bust some spinach up. But Roger Clemens
look regular.
I mean, really? Roger Clemens looking like he got a Bud Light in his hand, beer belly, and this and that, and now you trying to tell me that the Rocket is on steroids? He doesn't even look like he works out. So now, on another note, I think we all can say from high school, we all didn't put on some weight. So just think about it now. If these guys got the money to put on, you know, buff up, get on weight weight gain, all of this and that, in the gym, you're gonna swell up. You're gonna get a little bigger. So that's really I mean, you got the Lala Zados and those cats that we can clearly see, you know, that, hey, you on some juice or something based on a tremendous surge in numbers of performance. But you got to remember, Mark McGwire and Barry Bonds was smashing 40 home runs when they was these little puny dudes in Oakland and Pittsburgh.
So look, man, we're gonna wrap it up. Tell me what you think, man. They should get in, huh?
They definitely should get in. You got to think about it. Look at the totality of their career. If they were doing this before they were juicing, look, all they doing is recovering themselves at a faster rate. The investment goes when you're spending $200 million on a player. That's more than the team was worth. When the Texans put that in, that was more than what the team was worth. But they knew that's a 5-tool player. He's going to continue to give us numbers. That's an investment. And people going to come to see him.
In other words, it's kind of like if you go back to growing up with a grandma or a grandpa. You kind of notice that even though grandpa may not say anything, may not say whatever's going on, grandpa is always aware of what's going on in his house. He's always aware of the idiosyncrasies of his families, the ins and outs, the habits of his children. So don't tell me now that you did not know what may be going on inside your clubhouse.
Again, I blame Bud Selig. This dude, he took advantage, man. I wouldn't be surprised if he shipped the enhancement pills or whatever they was taking to the players, because he knew baseball was going down. And when everybody was hitting these home runs, the questions were still going on. Everybody knew something was going on. You looked at Barry Bonds, you looked at Mark McGwire. For you to go, Canseco, you look like you were saying, Mark McGwire hit 35 home runs, which was great. But all of a sudden, you hit 60. Barry Bonds, he was hitting 39 home runs, no doubt. But all of a sudden now you hit 70. So I mean, this is what I'm saying. You knew what was going on. You wanted that to happen. You juiced the balls. So why all of a sudden now you want to say, you know what, we're going to penalize these cats, even though it hasn't been confirmed that they did take it. Why? I don't understand that.
And it has nothing to do with your performance at Hall of Fame.
But again, we're going to wrap it up. I'm Mr. Controversy. It's a 3-point conversion position making the cut. Hey, we want to thank our fans for watching. You know how we do every week. We're at H&J's Barbershop. We'll see you at the barbershop next time near you, baby. We out.